guys, I hope everyone's having a great day. So this is my look that I just did for an Instagram collaboration. What I'm doing here is slapping on a really heavy foundation. Prior to that I had put on a primer, which I didn't record. I know I'm not following any of the rules, all those beauty makeup rules. I know them, I've seen all the videos, I just was lacking in time, had a really bad cold, and both my kids were home, so I had to rush this, and I didn't want to bail on the collaboration. This was my last chance to do it. So, you know, I did my best, slapped it all on there. And I'm doing this tutorial not because I think I know better or know everything about how to do these kind of makeups, but I figure I'd just share how I did it for those of you that are as untrained as I am in, you know, art. I'm all self-taught and kind of figure it out as I go along. So, back to what I was doing here. So yeah, I've done my foundation on my face, and I've done my neck and my chest because you want to do the same to both. Now I'm going in with a ultra white setting powder and continuing to blend more. I blended a little bit with my brush before the powder, and now I'm really blending that into the foundation as well because I don't want it to really be white, but I do want that pale under look, you know, just rose from the dead thing. So go through, get everywhere you're going. You're going to be putting paint on yourself because you want it to stick, and this really helps if you're using foundation underneath body paint. It helps keep the paint in place because sometimes the combination of paint over foundation will get oily and smear and move around a lot. So I like to put the setting powder on if I'm using foundation underneath my body paint. Sometimes I just use it even under body paint without foundation just because your body, you know, produces oil while you're wearing the paint, and will also help it move around. Because my paint that I'm using for this is a water-based, water-activated paint. Here I'm going in with a light contour shade, a light brown. You can see it's just adding a little bit of color coming in there from the edges, trying to make myself look gaunt and you know, mummified, or like I had previously been mummified. So go in and sink in all your areas. I love to sink in the chest bones and the collarbone and make it look nice and gaunt, make them stand out. Once you go in with that lighter shade of brown, you can start going in on top of that just a little bit tighter with a darker shade to contour deeper, to make your everything sink in deeper. You don't want to take this as wide as you did the lighter color. You want to kind of blend it into the lighter color and keep it a little bit tighter in those areas that you really want to sink in. Then I go in even tighter with black, and I do this very lightly and add to it, and then I blend it really well because you don't want streaks of black on your face. You want to blend it out. Like right now, it kind of looks like streaks of black, but I do go back in there with the brush I had previously used with the lighter browns and blend it out. Sorry about my voice, you guys. I'm still recovering from that stupid cold. I like to call it the plague, but I guess it's just a cold. So if I sound kind of like a frog, that's why. So I'm going back in, also doing the same thing with the dark colors and shading in the collarbone and the throat and the chest bones, which I don't know if you guys get to see it because I wasn't paying attention and started filming or started painting or doing the makeup off camera where you couldn't see. Oh, I cut it. See? I'm so clever. So yeah, fill in those areas between your ribs. Here, now I jump back and forth on the eyes between the eyebrows and the shadow. I started to put in the brown and then realized, oh, I have to do my eyebrows because she's got some wicked cool eyebrows. But my camera shut off, so I didn't get to record it. So what I had done there is I took, you know, that glue stick technique where you lay the hair down with a glue stick first, put a nice thick coat on right to start if your eyebrows are long like mine. And then I went over it with a really heavy foundation, just kind of patted it in right on top of it. And I'm letting it dry right now while I start filling in my crease with a light brown, doing kind of the same effect, only more intense as I did around the face. Do the light brown, fill it all around, a little wider than you're going to go with the darker colors. And then go on top of that with a little darker brown. So here now you can see I've just put that white setting powder, but my foundation is still kind of wet. And that glue doesn't want to stay put. Honestly, I think this was the second time I attempted it. It kind of came apart on me the first time and I had to start over. So be very gentle with your eyebrows. If you're good at that technique, rock on. I am not good at that technique. I've been tempted at times to shave my eyebrows off just so I don't have to deal with covering them. But then I'd have to put eyebrows on every day, and that's totally not my style. So here I'm going in after covering that outer half of my eyebrow. I'm just extending my eyebrows straight with just a dark, actually I think I used black because her eyebrows are very dark and my eyebrows are black. So I extend it out with a little bit of black powder to start, and I go lightly because I want to make sure I get them straight, which I think I had to adjust one of them as well because one went a little higher than the other because they don't tend to agree. Even when I don't color in my eyebrows, they don't match. So after you do that, here I'm going in with a really dark brown and keeping it really tight to my eyelashes. And I'm making sure to come up toward the eyebrow at the outer corner to keep the upward angle of the face going, because you want that pulled back Cleopatra look, I guess you can say. And then I'm going back in with the darker browns and blending up toward the eye crease. I have hooded eyes, so I take it way up past my crease so that you can see it when my eyes are open. Otherwise, you just won't be able to see any of the makeup. And I'm very gently and very slowly throughout this process blending it out over that covered eyebrow because it wants to stick really bad and it doesn't want to blend nicely. Here I'm taking a really light brown. Now I did lean toward browns with red in them for the lighter areas, and I'm putting some circles, like filling in the gap around my eyeball. So if you can feel your bone around your eyeball, you can kind of tell where to put this color. This is a light brown with a little bit of a red to it, which I felt like went really good with the coloring of the makeup for this movie. So go ahead, smooth that out around the eye. Take it down, snatch up your nose. I have a lot of nose, so I have to work on that a little bit. I have to take some time and shrink that puppy. After that, go in and take a big brush and smooth it out and blend it a little bit so it goes out nicely. Here I'm going in with black eyeliner. I wanted to put it on early because I like it to kind of bleed into my eyelashes and have a little bit of a dirty, used, been wearing this makeup for too long because, I'm a mummy and just came back to life and I've had it on since, I died. So, and then I go and take that black eyeliner and just kind of messily put it, messily, is that a word? On the top of my eyelashes real tight, and then I'm smudging it out with this little, I don't know what this is called, this is an eyeliner brush, I guess. So, smudge it out with the brush, keeping it going up at an angle towards your eyebrow. So that way you got that upward angle still of the face. Here, I cut out, my camera cut out again and I missed the first part of this, but you didn't need to watch me draw on all of those symbols anyway. So in the movie, they say that the runes on her body all say something, they're from the Book of the Dead, but I've read some other research and people who know about the Book of the Dead or have seen it, or I think there's even copies that people can buy now, say that these are not in the Book of the Dead. So whether they're accurate or not, I don't care. They look awesome. If they actually have a meaning, that's cool. But mine wound up not having the same meaning because after a while, looking back and forth, trying to figure out which one I'm on, trying to match hers exactly, was too time consuming. So once I got a few lines of the exact match to her runes on, I kind of just started making it up. I just started, picking and choosing from what was already on my face, so I didn't have to look down at the picture, and just started making it up. And it takes a little time, and sometimes you have to really focus on trying to keep them even to get those lines going out across the chest the way that they do. I followed my collarbone. I just kind of stayed right with my collarbone in the first line across the chest, and then just matched that one for the rest of them going down. I did one side and then I did the other side. So once again, for this, in case I hadn't already said, I used water activated body paint for all of the runes. Here I went in and used black body paint and that same foundation to do my lips, and I just blended the black outward toward the foundation to get that, dead mummy look. Then just follow it up with your favorite highlighter, highlighting all the parts that you want to pop, and you're done. I don't tell you any brand names or shades or anything like that, so if there's something that you really want to know about that I'm using, just go ahead and message me. I'm an artist on a budget, and I think you can accomplish a lot without using the most expensive brand name stuff. So use what you have. This is a $2 wig, which I really didn't like, but I was desperately trying to like it. it didn't work. I still didn't like it. Have a great day, you guys. Subscribe, follow me on Instagram, and leave me a message so I can follow you too.